Assalamu alaikum and hello, dear viewers. Traditionally, the discipline of international relations has been dominated by the mainstream IR theories. I mean, those theories, what we can call as rationalist or positivist theories. The theories whose main concern with the state, security, anarchy, international system, and sovereignty. Here, in rationalist or positivist theories, state has central role. So these theories are considered as state-centric theories, such as classical realism, neorealism, neoclassical realism, liberalism, and neoliberalism. But since the last 3 to 4 decades, there is an emergence and acceleration of the post-positivist or reflectivist approaches in international relations. Those theories, what we call as critical theory, constructivism, postmodernism, post-colonial theory, and also feminism. So today we'll talk about the feminist theory and international relations. But so far, if you have not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe this channel. Press the bell icon to be informed with my new video uploads about international relations, about the IR theories and current affairs, and also do share it. So what is feminism, theoretically talking? But before that, we have to consider the 3 waves of feminism. Actually, some people, the feminists who are pushing the rights of women across the globe, they started movements. In this connection, we have 3 waves of feminism. The first wave of feminism that was in 19th and 20th centuries, and that movement mainly focused on the legal rights of the women, that have women, they could be empowered legally across the globe. I mean, the legal right in property and also in some other fields of life. This first wave of feminism worked that in many countries, women, they were empowered legally and many rights they were given to women. But of course, many things remained behind, that still there was a need for more empowerment of women. In this connection, we have then second wave of feminism across the globe. And that second wave is from 1960s to 1980s. In these 20 years, more movements emerged across the world who were striving for just to finish and make an end to the cultural inequalities and the place and position of women in society. So scholars, they and the advocates of feminism and women rights, they considered that women, they are culturally and socially deprived, and there is discrimination against the women based in the name of culture and society. To give a proper and justified respectable position, place and role to women in culture and also in society. So these 20 years, the second wave of feminism struggled for it. The third wave of feminism we have from 1990 to 2000 and also beyond that. And this third wave of feminism, it not only reconsidered the second wave of feminism about the cultural and social inequalities regarding the women, but also to have more understanding and to cover more aspects of the women's lives. Practically, this thing happened, but also theoretically, some scholars, they emerged and they started writing about the women's lives, their experiences, and how they could contribute to the theory of international relations. So in 1980s and particularly in 1990s, a scholarship and literature was produced on the feminism and feminist approach in international relations. Main scholar of feminism in this regard, we have Cynthia Enlow, written a book by the name of Bananas, Beaches and Bases, first published in 1990s. So this book not only challenged the mainstream international relations theory by that they have excluded women and gender from theorizing international politics and also relations, and they have just only concentrated and focused on the state security and the state-centric approaches. The 9/11 attack in 2001 further accelerated the need for deconstructing the main concepts in international relations, because it was considered that non-state actors, they challenged the supremacy of the sole superpower United States in this regard. Then there was transformation in international politics, and then state security as well as the individual security got momentum in the world. In this connection, we have three aspects of feminist theory or feminism in international relations. First, that is the empirical feminism. Empirical feminism actually discusses that female, that is also an empirical aspect of international relations. It discusses that female has been excluded from the mainstream IR theories, they were not considered as able to produce something important and fruitful in the literature of international relations, and the whole structure of international relations that and international politics that has been formed and constructed without the experience of the women. So here it was discussed in empirical feminism that women, they should have been discussed in international relations. Not only state is important, but also women, also the gender and the gender relations that is important. It has also criticized on the one hand the process of globalization, but also on the other hand it has praised the globalization, that this globalization has brought structural changes in international politics, and it has produced a new kind of relationship between the states and also between the individuals. So there was more need for the gender relations to be considered in theorizing about the international politics. And even it has discussed that the policymakers, whether those are in domestic politics but also internationally and in international institutions, international organizations, and also in the sphere of policymakers and foreign service, that women, they were excluded. So if as women, they are almost half of the population of the world, so if we count the experience and knowledge of the women, then of course we can have a different world in this regard. Women, they are also less paid, very famous phenomenon in international politics. Everywhere, almost in all countries, if we say, that is also called the feminization of poverty. That many problems, they are arising because of this subjectivity concept and the exclusion of gender from and particularly the women of the international relations literature. So after that, even United Nations has incorporated and also included women in its own agencies and institutions, also in World Food Program and United Nations High Commission for Refugees, also the United Nations Emergency Fund for Children, and in so many other institutions. And also in World Bank and International Monetary Fund, there is now inclusion of women. So as I told you, viewers, that in empirical feminism, the feminists, they have also criticized the process of globalization, that it has widened the gap between male and women, and it has just empowered men more, I mean the masculinity in international politics, but on the other hand, it has also brought a new wave and a new sense in feminists across the globe, and also the women empowerment. So globally, in various countries, women now they are in large number and in a good proportion. They have been included in the parliaments. Also, Pakistan is no exclusion from that. And here is also a good representation of women in Pakistan's parliament. But according to empirical feminism, there is more need. So first, to recognize women as a unit of analysis. This empirical feminism is also criticized about the levels of analysis, that is the individual state level and also the international level of analysis. So domestically but also internationally, they were considering the female aspect or the women aspect in international politics, that at least it is what we can call it as a solid reason and an empirical evidence of the international relations that women is there, women experience is there, and also we can include women in all policy making and decision making processes. The second aspect of this feminist theory and international relations, that is the analytical feminism. So analytical feminism has not only challenged the mainstream international relations theories epistemologically but also ontologically, that how knowledge has been created about the IR theory and how this knowledge has been created, the mechanisms through which this knowledge has been produced. I mean, they say that the categorization of international politics and also the concepts arising from the theory of international relations, I mean the mainstream IR theory, these are historically, politically and socially constructed. And this here is a need for the deconstruction of these thoughts. So the feminists and this aspect of feminism, I mean the analytical feminism, they have used the gender as a tool of analysis, that not only the state level relations, those are important, but also the gender level analysis is important, and also the gender relations, those are important. So the state-centric theories have, they only consider state as important, state security is important, but on the other hand, there's a post-positivist and reflectivist theories such as feminism also consider the individual, mainly I mean the gender, most particularly female women, they are also important, and have this gender relationship further investigates the international relations and how it further strengthens the state-to-state relationship. So the theorizing about international relations, that is important, but also have to consider this gender relationship, and we have to incorporate these ideas. I mean that we have also to take something from the society. So society is also a domain of analysis. It can also give us new insights about the theorizing of international politics and international relations. And according to this aspect of analytical feminism, that there is a need now, we have to look beyond the traditional mainstream IR approaches that have to theorize international politics. So that's why it also says that now what we have problems, what we have wars, disputes, the mistrust and international politics, that is also that we have not considered this gender relationship, and we have just excluded the women experiences, and we have not taken into account the gender as a unit of analysis. So more scholarship now has been produced, and that is an ongoing process, that with each passing day new literature is coming, and a debate that is going on between the positivist and the post-positivist theories. I mean, mainly on the one hand realism, liberalism, and on the other hand the post-positivist theories such as feminism, as we are discussing today. The third aspect of feminism, that is the normative feminism, that okay, we after recognizing female as an empirical aspect, second, after have a try and an attempt towards the theorizing of international relations through the prism of feminism, or how we can include female or the gender relationship in this regard in IR theory. The third, that is the normative phase of feminism, that we can then construct ideas, norms about the gender relationship, and we can consider it as a normative aspect of feminism, that it gives norms and also the normative structure of the international relations, that now it can compete with other theories of international relations as well. New scholarship that is being produced, and a new is also a hope for the future. So the normative feminism, that we have to now consider this as an important aspect of international relations theory. And just like we have various norms and institutions according to liberalism and new liberalism in international politics, same is the case with also the post-positivist or reflectivist IR theories. Here is the case of feminism, that we have to also look into account and into the experience of feminism across the world, and to consult the IR scholarship that have now it has responded normatively, and how the gender relations they are constituted, and those are just furthering the international politics and also giving a push towards the state to state relationship. So not only it has challenged the state to state relationship, but also, as I talked about, the individual level, state level, and the system level or international levels of analysis, that all these levels of analysis, they are just pushing us in a vague position, which is not clear, which is unclear, and that is the epistemological consideration of the mainstream IR theories. Now we have also to include the normative feminism, that even feminism, it can give us new insight about the theorizing of international politics, and how to accelerate this process in debate between the positivist and the post-positivist approaches and international relations. Keep watching, viewers. Take care.